some Pioneer Inverter leagues today. Maybe 1 to 2 leagues, I'm not sure. It depends on how fast the leagues go. Time is, in fact, relative, but I'm not sure that's what Einstein really had in mind when he was talking about that. But pretty stock blue-black inverter, just 4 JVPs in the main. I guess everyone has 4 Jaces, 4 big Jace now as well, but I have 8 Jaces. So many Jaces. I don't really like Mystical Dispute as much as other people. I've noticed that. It's kind of like an awkward card, except in mirrors and like versus white-blue control. But I don't think Dispute is like terribly good versus Breach in my experience. Like Lotus Field makes it really, really, really easy for them to play around a Dispute, is my experience. But at the same time, I don't expect that much of that deck, so I only have 1 Damping Sphere. I got some Ashioks. This card's nice. It's nice because it can effectively remove Gideon's intervention, which is sometimes a problem. I might try Pack Rat in another league upcoming, but depends how I feel about it, but I want to try this configuration first. So let's get to it. Some Pioneer leagues, not Pioneer Challenge. Played a reasonable amount with this deck lately. It's definitely good. It's also not the easiest to play, but that's why sometimes you gotta just try things. Right. Yeah, this is a keep. Kind of have to hope the Fatal Push is good, but that's a lot of the matchups. Until post board, then all of your cards are good, but in game 1, you just kind of have to hope that this is a good hand. Opponent's going to 5. I'm not sure what that indicates. Guess it just indicates they had 2 pretty bad hands. Not much else. Alright, probably gonna just snap off the push on that. Show them an island and kill that. Interesting. Okay, so it's probably the green devotion deck I've seen floating around. I'm gonna actually opt off island. If I draw another push, I just want to push it. That's fine. Alright, so they have no cards. Obviously, they can, like, draw 2 good cards in a row, and I'd be in trouble. Well, maybe I might be in trouble if that happens. I think here we're in pretty good shape. Gamgee Berries. That's a nice username. Welcome to the stream. I think I'm just to play this as a Scry 1. That's what I was debating. Don't want that. So you could hold it there in the hopes they draw like a 5-drop, but I kind of feel like I'm going to use my mana for a while, so I would rather just get the Scry 1 in when I can. Ballista for 2. Oh, Genesis Hydra for 2. Okay. Alright, so you can't put either of those in play, but can actually I guess if I draw another dig, I'd rather target myself. So I will target myself. It's kind of a... Sometimes it's actually a question who you should target. Because the thing that can happen is you don't want too many cards in your graveyard for Inverter to kill quickly with it. But I think it's fine to do that one. I think they were supposed to sacrifice their Wolful Haven, but I don't know. Well, I drew another dig, so that actually made it look good that I did that. And target myself again. Probably just look for Inverter. Alright, this is fine. I can take Thassa's Oracle and push and protect my Jace so I don't have to spend more mana on it. So I think that also works pretty well. So I get to look at 5 cards for Inverter here, which is kind of sick. Because 1, 2, 3 blue from that, 2 from that. Looking at 5 for Inverter. I did exile 1. Alright, didn't find it. I think I'm just going to take Downfall. I'm just going to load up on removal, and then I don't think they... It's not that easy for them to win if I just have a bunch of Hero's Downfalls in my hand. Just going to main phase in case if they have something weird like Blossoming Defense in their deck. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. Right. Opponent got tired. They did mold a 5 and I cast a discard spell and a removal spell and they were done for. Not sure about the Cletus. Not sure about Thought Erasure either. I do like going on the Last Hope versus decks that have mana idiots. Because just like picking them off for free is like kind of good. Weird thing is all my cards are kind of good. Maybe Cletus is not so good. I guess they don't have Steel Leaf Champion in their deck, so maybe Languish is not as good. So change my mind on that. Think Ashiok is okay but not great is my gut. What should I cut? Feels like I should cut some number. So like maybe 1 small Jace, 2 big Jace. What do people think? Alright, I'm gonna cut 2 big Jace, 1 small Jace. Kasugu see a case for Legion's End or Languish. Actually, changed my mind. I don't want Liliana. I want 1 Languish in my deck. But I'm not sure. This is... It's always hard to sideboard with these decks, I've found. Average 5 is probably better than this one. Alright. What do I put back? Probably... thinking it's just... I think I'm gonna bin the Jace. The other question is what else? I guess I'll just ship push and hope the Languish cleans up everything. Wagner MTG, thank you for the follow. I think just tap land go. Don't know what I need yet with this opt. Like if I naturally draw a 4th land, I don't want to opt into a land. So yeah, we won game 1 versus this deck. I think the deck is still really good. Alpha Kavu. Really. But I understand why you would feel that way. Guess I'll main phase op now. Now a land is for sure good. I think I can actually bottom that and just dig for one later is my suspicion. So I'm gonna just bottom it. Right. Another opt is not bad. I think there it was like pretty close whether you're supposed to keep it or not. But I don't really like keeping it that much because I feel like this game I'm likely to die to damage. Alright. 4th land's really good. But I bottomed the Jace because I just assumed I would have enough enough to do with my mana after I languish them that I don't want to risk it, is what I'm saying. Okay. I don't know, what do they even play that's threatening in their deck? That's interesting. You should really just activate right away, because now if I had Hero's Downfall, I could downfall that, and they wouldn't get any value, but... really, there's like no benefit to waiting right there on activating it. Or I can't think of one, I guess. Because like you play it, go to combat, and I downfall it, untap Languish. Like that's pretty much a nightmare scenario, I feel like. I'm gonna look at what is in their deck that they can go get, actually. Because I don't really have a good idea right now. They got Tormod script, right? That's fine. That's like so underwhelming. Hope they don't have like... they have an aligned Hedron network in their sideboard. Yeah, probably junk. The Great Henge, huh? They missed on their Hydra. You can only put non-lands into play, so it revealed Castle Garenbrig and Vivian. It's not. I'm going to stream Legacy tomorrow, Monkrez, with Callum. We're going to try the Titan Chalice deck that he popularized. What should I get? I guess, like, is Thoughtseize even good? Doesn't seem like it. I guess I'll just get push. I mean, honestly, my plan next turn is to play Inverter and or crack this for an island, play Inverter and see what they do. I was hoping they accidentally targeted their Tormod script. The funniest card they could have that would be actually annoying is Torpor Orb, I think. Cool. They die. Yeah, this is... I'm not playing a Primo, I'm just playing Leagues. So I'm going to play until I'm bored. Essentially. And y'all just have to survive with that. Alright. I certainly have no cards in my library, but I do have this turn 6 combo lined up. I mulled to 5 this game. Yo, what's up, Weinberg? Yeah, I'm not playing really any... I'm playing closer to Peter's list, but really I'm not... I'm playing a list that's like kind of different from both of you. Although it's been like weeks since that, so makes sense, right? 1-0 versus Green Devotion. I will be streaming tomorrow and perhaps some on the weekend for this week. I'm probably not going to keep it up like every day, but just this week I'm feeling a bit I don't know what the word is. Yeah, I did not look at his updated Patreon whatsoever. I talked to Gold Ducat myself, aka Daniel Goestchel. Alright, got another match. That first match went pretty damn fast. Wu-Tings. Tim doesn't acknowledge me, I'll be kind of mad. Okay, he acknowledged me. This is Timothy Wu, another DC local. Dang it, gonna embarrass myself. Probably gonna lose now that Tim said that. I'm definitely gonna lose. This is definitely a keep. The question is, what do I ship? I think I'm just going to ship... Huh. Kind of weird. Weinberg, what do you ship? The answer is definitely not Jace, and probably not the 1-mana spell, so that's either Inverter or land then. I might just ship the Inverter, actually. Also, Tim's likely to be a green deck. Tim's usually, like, either Stompy or Rampy, or... I don't know. Basically, all the decks Tim plays, Fatal Push is good against. So... Ship land? So you ship island then? Yeah, then it has to be island. Alright. Well, welcome to the stream, Ace and Deuce. Alright, so same deck we played against last round. Interesting. Guess I just... Do I take Wolf Willow Haven? Or Nissa? Probably Nissa. Do I take top end or low end, essentially? Probably Haven, actually. It pokes a better hole in their curve. They're actually, I think, more likely to have like 4s and 5s that the Haven just gets to faster, so... Yeah, probably. Just looking for a fast Thassa's Oracle now. Alright, Thought Erasure is pretty good too. So if I scry into a good 3-drop, then I would want to crack this first. So I'll... In addition... Interesting. Alright. Dump the land. Probably find more lands. Alright, guess I'll just take Tracker. You can make a case for J-Light Ranger, actually, but I think Tracker's better. Actually, maybe J-Light's better. Actually, I'm going to take Jade-Light. Alright, don't need another Inverter. Alpha... Gosh, it duplicates. I hate that. Tracker gone. Those gone. So I can push it off the flipped JVP, which is also pretty nice. I think I'm actually going to dump Thoughtseize. Because I only have 3 inverters left, so it'll be hard to kill them quickly if I don't draw a dig. So I guess I'll dump the Thoughtseize, cast push, cast Thoughtseize. This can only be a 2/3. Alright, I'll take Vivian. Actually, yeah, I'll take Vivian. So the Vivian, I think, is the best. Oh, yeah. Whoops. Yeah, I should have. You're right. I didn't quite plan out the entire turn, but you're correct. I should have played the Thought Erasure to surveil one. Yeah, I'm probably gonna regret it because I drew a swamp. Um, is chaining inverters good enough here to win? Attack for 6. Yeah, I think I just invert, right? Don't think it's actually close. It doesn't actually see, yeah, exactly. I was working it out. I don't think I'd improve by waiting. In fact, I'm more likely to die by waiting, I think, right? Also, real question is, would you side in Damping Sphere versus deck? My instinct is still no. Don't think it's that good. It doesn't seem very good, right? Now, so there are a bunch of things that could. Yeah, exactly. So I think in the last match I did side in Languish, and I think it's pretty good versus them. I sided in Downfall and Oracle. The big questions in my book are Last Hope versus Mana Idiots. Probably not. I think that's actually too slow now that I think about it. Cletus because they can't kill it, but also probably not good enough. Ashiok is kind of on borderline, but probably not as well. I didn't bother siding in Stroke because I don't think I want to play that game versus them. Especially since my first opponent showed me Genesis Hydra. I can't imagine drawing Disdainful Stroke versus Genesis Hydra and having it be good. Seems kind of horrible, actually. Do they have anything good to get here with Karn? Oh, do they have the aligned Hedron network? If they do, that would suck. Oh my god. Why me? Probably just gonna lose now to that shit. Alright, guess I have to kill this card now. Kind of Lou Dobbs. Yeah, I think it is GG, but maybe Tim will mess it up. Playing Nissa before the Hedron network seems really weird. I think you're basically forced to play the network first. I think he's reconsidering. Because if you just play the Nissa first, it just dies an inverter, so you don't get anything out of it. I guess you get to attack me for 5, but... Oh my god, that's... Wow, that plays... No, that's actually probably correct. No, I think that's actually correct. Well, they kill Jace, but who cares? Oh, well, Tim played this anyways, so... Nah, it was probably right, actually. It would have been so sick to draw a Thoughtseize there. But just kind of have to do that and take 7. Playing this into a network is not a good idea. No, I don't think so. Because I know I have a second inverter in my deck, so I don't think I would lose the race. It would be close, though. So I have to draw Fatal Push and they have to draw nothing. But then I'm still mostly dead. I guess I'll see more of his deck. I think I'm mostly dead now. I think I was mostly dead when the Karn happened. Literally dead now. Alright, that's okay. I think we're going to win the next two. As I mentioned, I don't think I really want Stroke versus them. I think this is good. This is good. The question is, what is actually bad? I want the fourth Oracle, I think. This is a matchup where I think you just want to turbo kill them. The question is what to side out. Last time I sided out one JVP and two big Jaces. I think I might still do something similar to that. Could also see Thought Erasure not being that insane. It's like exactly okay, I think, in this matchup. I want Hero's Downfall for all of their Planeswalkers. They have a ton of them. Yeah, this is fine. Yep. This is like the classic blue black combo control hand that you would never mulligan, but you don't know exactly what your hand's gonna do. I will just play Watery Grave on tap on turn one no matter what. Like, obviously, I might not be able to push, but I will definitely just cast Opt here. Almost anything is good. I just want to get cards in my graveyard for this dig, is the reality. Day at the Shrine, thank you for the follow. Interesting. Don't think I want to play it. I think I just want to main phase Opt and see if I find Thoughtseize. Is that good enough? I feel like I can bottom that and have it work out better. Yeah, like even a land's actually okay there, to be fair. Just hoping they play another creature into it. played this matchup last round, but I think that person's list is worse than Tim's list, it looks like. Like, Burning Tree Emissary does not seem good. Alright, perfect. 2 forests. Play an elf. Play an elf. Yes! Yes! So one thing you can deduce that might not be clear is that he did not play a Planeswalker last turn, so he's very unlikely to play a Planeswalker this turn. Like, it would be really, really unlikely for Tim to have a Planeswalker this turn, I think. Alright, shows what I know. Apparently there's a Planeswalker. Question is, do you use the Crypt now or not? Yeah, I am the enemy. I really like this deck, though. It has, like, sort of a legacy feel to it. Very nice. Their deck really doesn't have a lot of agency if you just one-shot them even through a Crypt. Probably Nissa. Foil Nissa. I see. There's nothing to play around in this format. There's not like a Dismember or anything. Got him. Alright, game 3 for Green Division again. The heavy Planeswalker version. Discard's slightly better on the draw, I think. So you could tweak the numbers. Actually kind of wondering about Stroke on the draw. Because I think Stroke might actually be better on the draw. But I'm not sure. It seems really hard to protect Jace or solve their mana acceleration, so I might just go down to 1 Jace. It's blasphemy to cut a dig, right? Even though they do well, Tim at least preemptively crypted me, but I don't think I can cut a dig, really. I think that's just being a little bit scared. Don't like Legion's End. Don't like Cletus. Don't like Oleana in the draw. Don't like Ashiok. So I guess I'll be satisfied with this. Is it crazy to keep this? Kind of is crazy. I would need like 3 lands in a row, but then my hand would be really good. Alright, I guess I'll just ship. I was just thinking out loud. I think it is crazy to keep it though. I think I'll just ship the dig. I don't actually need the dig in this hand. Whether the Nissa stays on top of the deck or not reveals a lot about their hand. If it stays on top, it means they have the lands they need rolled up, which is kind of terrifying. Technically, if they had Burning Tree plus Nykthos next turn, they could cast a Nissa next turn. So probably a Karn then. Okay, that's fine. Right, there's a Karn coming. This is like pretty awkward actually. They can 6. They'll have 6, 7, so they could make a 10 power Hydra. And then I can't Languish that. Perhaps I was supposed to just leave up Downfall this turn, actually. I don't know. Kind of sucks all around. I think I actually have to take Hydra, though. Then what's the plan after that? If I take Hydra, they play Nissa. I block with my Thassa's Oracle. I guess I'll take Hydra, play Oracle. Is the plan. But it's really kind of shit all around, I think. Don't think those are good enough. So, round 2, game 3, we're 1-0 in the league, but I think I might lose this one. Tim has Nissa and Karn in his hand. So the question, like, now I think if I were Tim, I would play Nissa, but there are cases to be made for playing Karn as well. Good morning, Nugatti Knight. Although it's not morning for me, because it's morning for you. He could have played Nissa plus Karn. Yeah, actually, good point from Melon. If you just tap both of your elves, you can play Nissa plus Karn. Right? I assume that's what you were referring to. Actually, it looks like I'm not allowed to make that block, so I'm supposed to make this block. This is 3, 3, 1. That's 7. I go to 5. If I block there, I would be dead even through a Languish, so I'm not allowed to do that. So I have to block like this. Perfect land to draw, actually, I think. Don't think it's going to be good enough, but I think that's the game action I have to take. I guess if I draw Fatal Push, it might be good enough. Probably not. Actually, probably what's going to happen is I'm going to take 3 and Tim will wish for Ballista and kill me. I'm just kidding, obviously. Or am I? Or am I? Alright. Third match. Maybe we won't play against a third green division deck, but that's okay. What's up? Yahua 7. Playing against Get Shredded. Yeah, keep. This is why I really like JVP. You can keep all of these hands, essentially. This is, like, not a perfect hand. I don't think so, Armeth. I think... Let's see... Ramp. Played against it 1, 2... Played against it 3 times, and I'm 2-1. Yeah, I'm 2-1 versus it, and n equals 3. But n equals 3 is not a big number either. Yeah, GG, Tim. Tim, I think the turn before you got Languish, I think you could have played both Nissa and Karn if you just tapped both of your mana elves. but maybe I'm wrong. I guess you can go back and watch the replay. I'm not sure. I could have been wrong, but I think I counted. Someone pointed out in the chat actually that you probably could have played both. I couldn't fathom winning from that board state anyway. But I think if you had the Karn out too, it would have been even more unbeatable. Hell. This sucks. Alright, now my hand is horrible. Yeah, Tim, if you tap both of your elves and 3 lands, then you have Nissa with a forest on tap. Then you untap a forest, and you'll have 4. Probably should just take the Fabled Passage, I think. Just hope to draw either a Jace or a Dig in the next few turns. Looks like Fatal Push is not good versus my opponent. Have you played a lot of that matchup, Tim? How's it been going for you? Well, it's not... Well, it's like a very slight error. I don't think it's a big error, actually. Well, that's not good. 5-5. Yeah, sounds about right. I went 4-1. I've played a lot, actually, and I posted a bunch about it. But I think it's really, really good, actually. I wasn't supposed to fetch yet. I think... Well, actually, it's even. Because I know there's one bad card on the bottom of my deck, but I'm getting a land out, so it's actually kind of irrelevant. One reason not to do it is if you need to Revolt Fatal Push, then you'll need the fetch. Right, well. It's really good. Gonna take Inverter, opt. I don't actually want to another land, I think. Anomalous MTG, thank you for the follow. A lot of Thoughtseizes. Yeah, that's fair. I know. Opponent's playing this really smart, actually. They're not killing my Oracle, which means even if I do top deck a Thassa's Oracle, I can't shuffle it back in, essentially. Nope. Probably gonna lose. They know about double push, so this attack is basically free. Because if they block, I can just double push their Phoenix. I really hope I don't lose to like this style of deck. I think my deck is really good versus it. Postboard, I think it's even better, actually. Where I get to like take out my fatal pushes. I think my pushes are horrible in this matchup. It looks like so far. Not good. Probably dead again. I also think I'm going to side out all of my discard versus them, actually. If they're trying to do that to me, I think I'm just going to not play their game. So I need to draw Dig. Alright, Dig's not going to be good enough. Alright. Kind of sucked. They had a lot of Thoughtseizes and an unanswered Chandra, though, so I'm not surprised I lost. Alright. I guess I'll leave one Thought Erasure in my deck, or one Thoughtseize in my deck. Probably Thought Erasure because it has more impact on the game. Another way you could approach the matchup is to shave on Oracles, but I kind of think comboing my opponent is going to be a good idea. I'm actually going to play tapped Fabled Passage on turn 1, I think. It's fine. I think this is actually a pretty poor plan versus me, especially in a post-board configuration. What it actually means is I can't cast this until turn 6 at the earliest, or unless if I already have Jace in play, but that's not really difficult to do. Like, to me, this means they have one less card impacting me personally. I'm going to actually just opt for a land. Basically, I want to land real bad, and I don't really care about casting Thassa's Oracle. Right. They're probably supposed to take Narset or Jace. It depends on their hand. Okay, or that. Meanwhile, I will get ahead on cards. Or not. You know, good beats. That's relatively unlikely, but that's okay. Gonna start milling them? Milling myself doesn't really do very much, so I should mill them. Their deck is just a pile of removal, it looks like. I don't really understand their deck. Why is there a Flamewake Phoenix? From your vault to mine? What does that mean? Pinegersh. Not taking that dig, that's basically uncastable. So not taking 2 to play my Thassa Oracle. Can I just hope they have a 4-drop? Alright, Inverter, please. We'll block. We'll block and attempt to kill you next turn. What's up, Aaron? Playing some Pioneer, Blue Black Inverter. Okay, you've lost opponent. My top card's Inverter, so I go to 0 cards in deck, and then I just use Jace on myself. Game 3 versus Black Red mid-range, I guess. So I am really happy with my decision to have almost no discard in my deck. I'm actually... wish I had one more good card to side in, but... Alchemist 7, thank you for the follow. Cletus is not really it, I think. Guess I'll just leave in 1 Erasure then. But yeah, I was really satisfied not having like the discard in my deck because I think that just like favors them by a little bit. 2 ley lines? Ah, oh, damn, they didn't have any ley lines. I'm actually just rooting for them to have leyline in their opener because that means they're down a card. What's up, Zach? You might have COVID-19. Well, I advise you to not spread it to anyone else and also get better. Oh, well, that's kind of annoying, but whatever. Don't want that. Yeah, Zach, I hope you get better. What's up, Jacob? Hope you're having a good one. I lost to Tim last round, Jacob. I'm so sad. Oh yeah, my opponent's like black-red mid-range. Oh, thanks for tuning in while doing dishes. Yeah, I lost to Tim Wu. Really hope I draw a dig. Dig would be the nuts. Kind of sad that I didn't get to stroke a 4-drop. They have a ton of 4-drops in their deck. I guess they're just mana screwed. No, I don't want those. Just ship both of those to the bottom in random order. I like Stroke more than Dispute in a lot of matchups. Probably still have to cast it anyways. I think it's fairly likely it gets Swift Ended. Ooh, no Swift End. Dreadbore? Alright, that's fine. Excellent. Excellent. That was my best Mr. Smithers impression. I'm gonna leave both of the win-cons in my graveyard. Ask and ye shall receive. Assume I just go for the kill. Is there a reason not to? They could have like Collective Defiance, I guess. Alright. Poll in chat. How cowardly is it not to cast Inverter this turn and to take Jace instead and cast it this turn? It's pretty cowardly, I think. If I died a Collective Defiance, so be it. Thoughts on 2x Inverter. Don't really like it. I guess what's the advantage of 2x Inverter? I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to... Doesn't that, like, really not be... I'm trying to figure it out. There's probably some weird obscure line that... Do we name Thassa's Oracle or Jace? Alright. You die. Yeah, this is why I don't think this plan is particularly good. It is worth noting I cannot counterspell that one with Disdainful Stroke. There was an Oracle and Jace in the stack. All right. Gonna use the restroom real quick. We'll be back for round 4. I did lose to Tim, but you know, shit happens. Alright, I'm back. I'd like to plug the stream for a second. If y'all have a spare Twitch Prime sub floating about, I would appreciate if you used it here. Now that we're under siege, I will be streaming a little bit more, I think. But if you can't do that, shipping a follow is also good, or following on YouTube or Twitter. Everything's appreciated. Anyways, back to the action. Match 4 with Blue-Black Inverter. 2-1 currently. I'll eventually farm enough QPs for the showcase challenges, I think. Well, maybe not. I feel like I'm in Mirrodin besieged right now. How many bad siege cards are there? Maybe there's a Sporkle for that I'll check. I might do a Sporkle after this match. I'll find a good one. A lot of the random video game ones were not very good. Someone undisclosed Tenacious MTG. But I do use it every month. There was a cycle somewhere good. I guess I keep in the dark. If you want to mulligan this hand, you probably should play a different deck. I don't know. Alright. Well, we're playing a mirror. My hand's only okay. Problem is, I mean, I guess I do have 4 mana sources, but the rest of my hand sucks. It's free to reveal this island. It's not free to reveal the Watery Grave. So I'm just going to play 2 estuaries first. Well, now I'm not going to have any real cards. I can still estuary reveal island. If they kill it with push, that's fine. Honestly, like, people say that this is bad, and like, while it is bad, it's not the worst. I think this card is bad. But, like, honestly, if they're, I mean, how do I put it? Well, that's bad. Probably gonna lose now, but this is good. Alright. Guess one good Jace deserves another. I will target myself for dig through time purposes. They've already... There's one of their... Oh, main deck Ashiok, huh? There's one downfall in their graveyard already. I don't think they'll have too many, realistically speaking. In case if I need to revolt a push on an inverter. One cool trick that's come up for me a lot, actually, is when Jace transforms, it triggers Revolt, essentially. That's actually come up quite a bit for me. And it probably doesn't come up for most other people because they don't play so many JVPs. I play the maximum amount. I already knew Returns Owner, but I guess I don't know who that was directed at. I certainly have a lot of lands in my hand. Castle of Vantris, huh? Probably gonna need that dig before anything else. I'm not even sure drawing 7 is that insane for them, but I mean, obviously it's good, but I've drawn a lot of lands. Have you tried to run that in a tournament, Jacob? Not against someone you don't know. Oh, that's a nice one. You do love a good hot idiot. Alright, I might run that the next time we play and I reveal a hand of all lands to you. trying to figure out what to do. I'm not sure this is even right, actually, now that I think about it, but should have thought about it harder. Do I assume I'm gonna lose next turn? Can they kill me? They could go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't think they can actually kill me next turn. If I play Inverter, I'll draw up to 7 if they cast Memory, but that doesn't kill me. But I only have like... I guess I could just take Oracle, Inverter, and Shove. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. There's probably a correct answer. I'm just too stupid to figure it out. To Cag, thank you for the follow. Also worth noting, there's a non-zero chance this Inverter just kills them with combat damage, right? Because now they're at 12, I hit them for 6. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So dig puts them to 8 mana. I guess I take Inverter. And hope they just don't find another Inverter. But I think I'm probably dead. Right? It seems like I am dead a large portion of the time here. Oh, they just mill me out with Jace, of course. more sense. Problem is, I think I was mostly in the squeeze. I think Inverter was also a huge problem. Oh wait, I didn't actually have a win con in the deck. They Thoughtseize both of my win cons. So actually, never mind, I did have to take Inverter and just hope they didn't go for that. I see. Well, that sucks. I do not respect Pack Rat in the mirror. I just pretend they don't have it. And if they do, it's going to obliterate me, but that's fine. I do like Disdainful Stroke. I don't like Liliana the Last Hope. I don't think it's high impact enough, especially since I'm setting out my oracles, but I could be talked into having it in. I don't know what chat thinks. Should I have it in? Because, like, I don't know. It is like a win condition, but the problem is it doesn't like. Its +1 is like basically not an effect. And like the recursion is sort of good, but not even really that insane. So I think I'm just not going to have it in, even though like it could be good. I don't know if that makes sense. Kind of bad, but I have enough lands and I have a Jace and a discard spell, so I think I'm going to keep. That is a good point, and that's why I was sort of considering it, but I think it's just not good enough. It's like barely not good enough, right? Like it's on the edge for me. I don't know if that makes sense. By the way, I loathe Mystical Dispute. I don't think it's like that great of a card, but other people love it, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, one big issue I have within the mirrors is it's not. It's like it's like you basically have to fire it off when it trades with something, and then if the game goes long, then it becomes dead pretty quickly, right? That's what I kind of hate about it. Yeah, but I don't main deck either now. Like if you saw, I just have 0 dispute in my main, and I'm obviously not going to main deck a stroke either. So I just have max JVP, and I think that's just a much better way to build your deck. It's possible I should have just. Kind of felt like they had a dispute there, so I didn't play the erasure, but maybe I should have just done it anyways. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think JVP is phenomenal, and that's kind of why I'm playing it. Right. Guess now I'll fire it off. They dispute it. That's fine. I'm not obviously not going to worry. All right, so that's the dispute I think they had last turn. Okay, perfect. Is it crazy to ship Inverter? And just Thoughtseize downfall my opponent? I think I'm going to do that actually. I should have written down what they shuffled in. That was really sloppy not to do that actually. Minus on downfall their thing. Or alternatively, I think this is actually better. I'm just going to main phase my dig and leave the downfall. Isn't this their... That's weird. 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 1 next turn. I really should have written down wasn't in their graveyard when it shuffled in. I don't think they have another win condition left, actually, after I downfall their Inverter. I can't remember right now, which is obviously a big problem. I don't think they have anything left. Oh. Alright, whatever. I guess they did. Yeah, I should have just written it down, and then I could have figured out what I was supposed to do. That was really, really sloppy and bad. Next time I will. Oh, that was really bad. Alright, this is match 5 of the first league. What's up, Dukamoy? Welcome back to the stream. This is not my usual day, obviously, but I'm gonna play a little bit more than usual, I think, during this being under siege. Hopefully the viewership increases accordingly, but you know, it is what it is. Gonna main phase opt versus Hallowed Fountain, I think. I think it's probably white-blue control. I am every day for 9 hours a day. Except for every other Friday, but it's gonna be something. I actually weighed myself and I've lost 3 pounds while being at home. Yeah, 980, baby. You know how it'd be, Pokazel. Never not. They know about the island, so. Okay. Fortunately, I have another one. Cool. Glad to hear it, Sten. Not thrilled about that, actually. It means I can only activate Jace on their turn to draw cards. Opt on main phase is not a good idea. They revealed another Narset. Alrighty then. Might try Pack Rat for the next league. I know, Sam, I was thinking that. It feels a lot like a bad horror film. Whatever your bad horror film you like the most is, it feels a lot like that. Oh, Snow Crash? I was thinking I Am Legend, but Snow Crash also works. Ooh, they missed on that Narset activation. Not great. This is one of the things I hate about the matchup, is that it's really easy to draw too many of the bad cards, then you almost auto lose, but I've never seen 28 Days Later, but I've watched my roommate, my old college roommate, play Resident Evil. I bought him the push, right? Off opt? Oh, but they fielded me. Right. I was confused for a sec. I don't think Snow Crash wasn't actually a movie. It was just a book, right, by Neil Stephenson. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, please. Yeah. It's fine. On my turn, I can -3, try to flash back, and removing both my ops, which is the whole plan behind this. That's fine. Kind of want to kid a Thoughtseize, that's why I'm exiling my graveyard. Take those two. Don't think the downfall is actually good here. They probably have a bunch of shitty white cards in their hand. They have a dig. I'll take one dig. Kind of hate that all the other blue decks are inbred for mirrors and I'm not, but it's certainly a slight disadvantage to be like that. Like, I don't have Narsets in my main deck essentially, but they are pretty good in the mirrors, I'm not gonna lie. What's up, Dokomoy? So I'm not gonna shame you, but it looks like your sub ran out. But how was your stream earlier? You were streaming Jund Land or some nonsense, right? I think I saw that. Really? Field of the Dead is fucked up. Really? That's really weird. I would have never have guessed that. They have one unknown card? Alright, I'm gonna jam. How many discard spells have we used? One? You could make a case for waiting, but I actually think it's an error to do so. Dryad, Dread Presence, Scapeshift. I don't remember what Dread Presence does. Is it when a swamp comes into play, you like ding them for one or something? Alright, so I lose if they've drawn an Absorb or a Sabotage or something like that. Yo, Sam, thanks for the resub. I'll attack Teferi and see what they do. Big Teferi. Damn. Alright, fire. They had it. Alright, I couldn't win. It was going to be so hard to beat that one without, like, waiting, like, 3 more turns or something. I don't think the situation actually improved for me, so that's why I pulled the trigger. I don't know what other people would have done, but I think that's right. I actually don't love Thassa's Oracle in this matchup. I think it's kind of bad. I think there are situations where it's good, but Stroke is like high variance. It's bad if they have Teferi, but maybe I'm supposed to just have Oracle over Stroke then for that reason. Probably gonna try a pack rat for the next league. Feeling exactly one pack rat. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Would you how would you have kept in Oracle or Stroke? Because that was the last decision I made, but I could see a case for either. It's really good, actually. White blue control. The question basically is Teferi makes the strokes not good, so is it an error to have stroke in your deck because of that? That's why I was torn, because I think both of those things are what I've experienced essentially. I think I'm just gonna take commit actually. I should have considered playing the Fabled Passage right there actually. Rest in peace. It sucks. Hell. Is this good versus me? I guess this becomes shit, but Gold Ducat and myself play 4x, and I believe the card's really, really, really good actually, if that answers your question. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm drawing a lot of lands, but whatever. I do have Merfolk Looter going. Imagine how bad it would be without Merfolk Looter. Alright, that one. Guess I'll force the activation. If I leave on top, they have to activate their Ashiok. That's one reason. There's a lot of reasons actually. I actually like it versus even like the small creature decks, so I think it's just a good card. Like I find a Thoughtseize it's so much better to Thoughtseize first. Still remains true. Nope. Guess I'll jam now. Exactly, it's Slow Caster Mage. No, I mean that's not enough to kill it. I think Dokomoy. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I draw land and I have Erasure, Oracle, Inverter, that's probably good enough to win. It's fine. Land would be good. No. I don't think we are. Oh shit. Whoops. XD. That was obviously a mistake. I was supposed to activate on their turn. I just got into the wrong rhythm. Yeah, I was supposed to activate that on their turn, discarding the Jace. I think they have an island in their hand. Sucks. Can't believe I did the Jace thing. That was pretty bad. It was like really bad. They've only used one absorb, one sabotage as well. Interesting. Why do they do that? Well, I certainly don't improve anymore, so now I have to jam again. Also, I'm nearly dead to the monster mentor anyways, so... Still waiting for Mystical Dispute. Either they had it or they were slow rolling it. Either way, I was dead. Doesn't really change anything. Alright, I'm gonna put a pack rat in my sideboard because I feel like it. I guess I have to go get a pack rat. I'm gonna cut this Liliana actually. So the matchup where Liliana is actually the best, I think, is Spirits. If you keep their lords off the table, the Liliana really does a number on them. I'm gonna get 4 real quick from Card Hoarder. Give me a sec. And then we'll play with Pack Rat. The Coax board has been obsoleted by so much. Honestly, like, the way you're boarded normally in most of your matchups, you can just, like, very easily grind them to a win with Jace. If you wanted 1 Coax in your sideboard, I think that would be acceptable, but I think I just wouldn't bother most of the time. If that makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna update the Cardboard Live deck as well while we wait. Obviously, these are just my opinions. I'm like, my N is like probably like 30-ish matches with this deck now, which is not a ton, but I think that's a reasonable amount. If you don't play JVP in the main deck, it's usually like Mystical Disputes or Narsets or more Thought Erasures, but I think I prefer what Goal is doing. In fact, I sort of copied his lists and started with it, and I'm trying things now. Can someone tell me if the Cardboard Live updated? And also, I would like to give a shout out to Card Hoarder for lending me cards. If you want to order something from Card Hoarder, please use this link. And, you know, we'll play another league. Actually, we'll do a Sporkle in between first. How about that? Let me find a nice Sporkle. We'll do 1 Sporkle. Let's see. The Magic ones are all kind of like played out for me, but I guess we'll still look to see if there's any good ones left. Oh, this one's kind of nice. Let's name... Quiz not verified. All the Magic the Gathering legendary non-creature, non-planeswalker permanents. Alright, let's go. Caracas, I believe, is an answer. Right, I'll make it bigger so people can see. Remember, the category is this. Of course, there's tons of lands. Okina, Oboro, Shizo, Jite. It was always Jite. Bolus's Citadel, yeah. Embercleave. The Great Henge. Oh, I typed GR and it got that one. The Great Henge. Does it not have Throne? Doesn't look like it has Throne. Alhamritz. Two M's? There were two M's in Alhamritz. Urborg Tomb. I did not, but I know that card's good, so typing Urborg got both of those. The Immortal Sun. Sky Sovereign. Oh, there's another one from Kaladesh? It is Sky Sovereign. Unless if there's another one. Sten, Ashiok is definitely good versus White Devotion, so I'm not worried about that. Legacy Weapon, that's a nice one. Genju of the Realm. Ten of Cleansing Fire. Honden of Burning Rage. Not Burning Rage? Endless Rage? Planar Bridge. Nice, that's the... I don't even... Where did it go? Like, it showed up... Oh, no, there are... Oh... Never mind. Cauldron of Eternity. Circle of Loyalty. Magic Mirror. Looter Scooter's not legendary. Hope of Girapur, though. Oh, also, it's alphabetical. Oh, it says non-creature, though. It can't be a creature. Heart of Kirin. Yeah, that makes more sense. Alright. I thought it was Honden of Burning Rage. No, Honden of Infinite Rage, right? Honden of Seeing Winds. Honden of Life's Growth. No. What's the green one? Day of Destiny is a nice one, thank you. Honden of Life's Sleb, yeah. You're right. Honden of Eternal Night. What was the Black Myojin called? Night's Reach. I'm so bad about that right now. Parhelion 2. Ghost Shops plays Parhelion 2? Night of Souls Betrayal. No, probably not. That which was taken. Hadana's Climb, yeah, that one was nuts in draft. Oh, God Pharaoh Statue. It would help if I could spell it. God Pharaoh Statue? God Pharaoh Statue? It's legendary, right? Jeez. What's X of the last? X of the last. Okay, I don't know. Chandra's Igniter. Regulator? Chandra's Regulator? Box football. Oh, Shell of the Last Kappa. From Champions Block. Box Amber. Arkle's Bloodfast. Blue Dom Bomb. Can you describe what it does? In Bolus's clutches? Yeah, never mind. I reminded myself. Hell Vault, also nice. Godsend from Drinian and Nyx. Helm of the Host. Mox Tantalite sounds right to me. Oh, it might not be legendary, right? But Shadow Spear definitely is. If I could spell it. There's two A's. I got Godsend. I remember that one for some reason. Legion's Landing. Sorry. Let's see. I'm missing a lot of the Aetherworks Marvel. That's probably number one. Nyx Lotus. Shadow Sphere is gotten. It's just way down here. There's a bunch of oaths. Oath of Kaya. Dragon Throne of Tarkir. Was that one played in shops? I would believe it was played in shops at some point, Mike, and if you told me. Oath of Ajani. Oath of Teferi. Oath of Nissa. Oath of Gideon. Oath of Liliana. Oath of Chandra. Harridan Besieged. Sage who shelters all. Ayavugan. Blackblade Reforged. Gemstone Caverns. Search for Scanta. Did I miss that? Probably. I don't really understand how these are sorted, actually. I thought it was alphabetical, and then it's kind of not. There's like just infinity of these. Miko Koro and Mirin. Oh, I guess that's it. Yeah. The Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale. Shout out to all y'all Lands players in chat. Shinka. Nykthos. I got a board already. Sarah's Sanctum, Gaia's Cradle. Sarah's Sanctum and Gaia's Cradle. Phyrexian Tower. Wrath's Edge. Shivan Gorge. Tolarian Academy. Tomb of Ermai. Yeah. That was the Pumbles Mumbles classic. Hall of the Bandit Lord. Oh, and also, it's not called that. I don't remember what it's actually called. Adventurers Fair. Hammerheim's nice. Hall of the Bandit Lord. Yeah. Untakde Cloudkeeper? Of Erebos. What's the soul land for Planeswalkers? How do you spell it? Sanitarium. Top.k. Okay, nice. Thank you. Of Nylea. Hammer of Perforos. Biden of Thassa. What's the white one? Spear of Heliod, yeah. Colano? What the hell was that? Is this Unscythe? The Grixis equipment from Orborn? Yeah. Dominaria vehicle. Dark Depths, oh my god, facepalm. Weatherlight as well. There is. I don't know how it's spelled. Chain Veil. Wow. Artifact / land from Rivals of Ixalan. Treasure map? No. Path of Metal. Yep. What's the artifact from Future Sight? Azor's Gateway is good though. And Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Both are good, obviously. Gonti's Aetherheart. Wow. I forgot that one. But there's one from Future Sight still. Chroma's Memorial. That's it. Alright, equipment from Dark Ascension. I don't think Godfarer's Gift is actually legendary. I remember people having to in play for some reason. I already got Mirrodin Besieged. Oh, Merit Range's Slumber for to thaw out Dark Depths a different way. The hell was I thinking of? Yeah, the weird equipment that hit you, or Sword of Cauldra, Helm of Cauldra, Shield of Cauldra, and Elbrus. Thank you. If you put all of the Cauldra equipment together, it made Cauldra like an avatar. It was basically Voltron. Vivian's Arcbow. Sounds right. What was the sword from War of the Spark? I don't know. What was the sword from War of the Spark? It's a good question, Stu. No, Blackblade Reforged was from Dominaria. Minesweeper is a good one, though. Memnarch? No, that's a creature, right? We got Alhamrat's Archive. Mirari, I think we have right here, yeah. Ugin's Nexus. Witch's Mirror? Yeah. No. What is it called? It's not Witch's Mirror. Which is Essence of the Lich? Witch's Mastery. Witch's Mastery. Yeah. Darksteel Forge. Darksteel Reactor? Non-creature, non-planeswalker, legendary permanents. Maishin's a nice one. That's... Okay, we forgot. Boreth Stronghold also nice. Manamo. I got Shizo. It's just hard to remember if you got all of them. Storm the Vault. Yavamai Hollow. Good call. One from Mirage. Hell? I do not know what this card is. Alright, let's go through them. Godpharaoh Statue. Well, thought I typed that, but maybe not. Grimoire of the Dead. Hall of Triumph. What is Hammer of Nazan? I see. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Hero's Podium, I vaguely remember. Kana's Banner was very bad in Champions, which is why I don't remember. Crux Thumb was sweet with Fiery Gambit. Oathkeeper was pretty good in Champions Limited, though. Ooh, Paradox Engine. Predator Flagship. You can slowly kill off their creatures. The Goggles. Pyromancer's Goggles. Ronus's Monument. I somehow didn't type that one. Sword of the Animus was legendary? I see. Sword of the Chosen. Tomio's Journal. I did forget Flagstones. Tatsumaster, the Dragon's Fang. This card was unreal and limited as well. Tenza, Goda's Maul. It was okay. Thran, Temporal Gateway. Reaple Cheap, thank you for the follow. This was not so good. Limited. Throwing Stone for those Relentless Rats. On Sarah's Wings. Ugh. Can't wait, I forgot. Profane Profession. Good riddance, Profane Profession. I'm glad I forgot. Advances Blasting Cannons. Academy Runes. Huh. Thought I typed that one in. Guess I didn't. Oh. Somehow it probably rolled over. But my graphics card did die at some point. I'll probably reset that next stream, but did not think about it. God's Eye, Gate to the Raikai. Cutting Necropolis. Carrot Keep, Core Haven. Plauiano, Pendle Haven, and Fairy's Isle. This is the one that makes you the Monarch, right? Or no, you look at what colors... this was the question. It was really hard. There was 144 of them. Oh, Throne of the High City is the Monarch land, I see. I've contemplated playing that one multiple times in lands, and it was never good, so I cut it. Because if you're not taking damage while you're playing lands, you're already winning, I think, is the problem. Callum says he would have gotten all of them, but too late to see now. Speaking of which, Callum and I are going to stream the Legacy Prelim tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. So be there. Yeah, the problem is, Jacob, if you're in that board state, I think you're already winning versus all of the decks that is good against. So I'm off it, essentially. Alright, we're gonna play maybe not all of another week, but at least a few matches. I had one pack rat for the Liliana the Last Hope, which honestly, the Liliana the Last Hope kind of felt like it was on its way out. Tomorrow, Whitefaces and I will play his deck. I don't even know what to call it. I'll let him name it in the chat. Call it British lands. There are a lot of lands. His deck. Alright, this is a keep. Sure, you could call it Titans It's less stompy. The hell? That's so many good cards have by the middle pack too. I think that's unfair. What? Ooh, some nonsense is afoot. I could opt looking for a push, but I think I'd rather just get the Jace out. It sucks. I don't love Tinker and Cube actually because of the reason you just listed log T1. If you don't get a good target, it's not even like insane, I think. Sure. I'll kill that with push. Yeah, I actually think Upheaval has aged not well. But the rest of your deck sounds really, really, really good. So, all right, this is just old zombies from Amonkhet Type 2 or Amonkhet Standard, which I played a lot of. I'm sure a lot of you have played a lot of that. So, I played Jace. Those are my favorite decks. The control-y through the breach decks with Artisan are so fun to play, and I think are actually quite good. So it's a bit of both. Anyways, I could have downfalled that, but I don't think I need to downfall it yet. Arcane Artisan, the show and tell sideboard creature. That's fine. Vintage Cube's exactly okay, I think, Dokomoy. I understand how you feel. I actually think that's not unreasonable to feel that way. Hitting the passage was almost perfect there, I think. Okay. Am I going to draw more removal than they draw lords? It's hypothetically possible. It's not terribly likely, but it is possible. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dig ban when? I don't know. I don't make the decisions. Gonna shuffle that in and then use Jace targeting myself. So if they remove over Inverter plus a Lord, they can put the Jace to 1 and I still win next turn. Interesting. Guess save Grasp, but I'm gonna block here no matter what. I mean, that's fine. This is literally just a zombie deck from that Type 2 season. is what's going on. Zombies in this economy. Alright, it looks like discard is not terribly good versus my opponent's deck, so I'm not going to have any, I think, in. I actually do think Quietus is pretty good versus them, generally speaking, and Legion's End is fine. And I think I'm going to side in Thassa's Oracle. Well, I went 2-3 earlier, so I'm part of the 40% right shop. What do I cut? I think I might shave one Jace. I'm glad you got home safely. I think this is a bad hand versus them. This is fine. I'll ship a dig. Alright, definitely killing that on site, because if you wait, they can pay to return it. So that one you basically always kill on site, otherwise it gets really annoying. Unless you have something that exiles it. Salt Crystal. It's okay, man. Death Baron, huh? I think I'm actually going to ship a dig, fetch for a swamp, and just start downfalling their lords. I was kind of hoping I would play Urborg right there, then I would be in such better shape. But they didn't. Hmm? Hmm. It's really good. Change of plan. I'll ship a downfall and end step dig, I think. Got kind of weird now. So I think I can just kill all of their stuff, which makes me not really want the inverter. Alright, I'll ship the inverter. depending on what they do, I might cast a dig or not, but it doesn't cost me that much to make this play. Oh man, maybe they'll play Liliana's Mastery. That'd be pretty good for me. That's good. Alright, change my mind. I'm gonna downfall that, make them pay mana. This also lets me flip my Jace. Yeah, exactly. So I paid 2 life to keep the option of playing Dig or not, essentially is what happened. Oh, I kind of hope they just pay 2 to return the other dead to the battlefield. That'd be the optimal thing for me. I could have saved the 2 life, but I don't know. I want to keep the board clear. Oh my god, they're doing it! Yes! Don't think I really need the land. Do you think their deck can beat double Languish in one game? Because I'm skeptical that their deck can do that. Gray Merchant, huh? That's not that scary. I do actually, Vob. I do. That was something, alright. Shrug. Don't think it really matters what I do anymore, but this seems fine. Like, if I just, like, power level them out by having, like, all of the good cards in the matchup in my hand, I don't know if they can actually do very much. So I got 3 Jaces? 1 Jace. Okay. Kind of hope they just play another Gray Merchant. Alright, they didn't. Could just cast the Languish from my graveyard, actually. What does this do? Right, that's sort of tempting. Just get the value before my Jace gets, like, maybe Hero's Downfall or something. Didn't realize there was, like, a picture of a crocodile on this thing. Or is it an alligator? Alright, my opponent got tired of playing against me killing off their creatures twice. They say, you know what they say, better lucky than good. Three on the night with this deck. I am the 50%. gonna bomb the second Thoughtseize, I think. The hell is that emote, Dokomoy? Oh, it's something I don't have access to. I got it. Should I slap right click open all chests by accident again? All I would need is 160 subs for that. Just a luck. Actually, how many chests do I have? 173. I see. That's why I bought him the second Thoughtseize. I still don't regret it. Looks like I'm playing against Ramoras. Don't think I have time for Thoughtseize. That could be an error, but I kind of just think I don't have time for that. I'll just give him a card. Like, it took a bunch of damage off the board, so I think giving them a card for that is fine. Next turn I really want to just jam the Inverter. I'm trying to remember, this deck doesn't have main deck Thoughtseize, right? It's been a while. But I'll check, I guess. No, it doesn't. 3/3. Okay. I think I have the win next turn because I'll have I'll have 4 cards, activate 3 cards. So I think they're dead, which is cool. I'll just look at their hand. It's 3, right? Yep. Alright. Easy turn 5 win. My opponent's hand was not like the nuts. Obviously it was scary, but it wasn't the nuts, so we won pretty easily. I wonder if this is good on average versus them. So let's see what they're going to do. Gideon's of Trials, Brain Maggot, Thoughtseize. Alright, so I want the third downfall, I think. I think this matchup I can probably shave on like Jace's if I had to guess. And Ashiok is like okay if I think I guess I'm supposed to have Ashiok him. The other question is Languish good enough on average? Languish was mediums when you played this matchup. Okay. I could see not having it in. I do think I want Ashiok. Oh, Languish does kill the 2/1 pro black, right? So that's kind of nice. Don't mind shaving 1 dig and 1 JVP in these faster matchups. But I'll try that. Alright. This is actually pretty good versus them. I think with the Thoughtseize, your Languish is a lot more likely to be like super effective versus them. Yikes. Fatal push. Yeah, thank you, deck. Can I do it now because they play Charisma as Blessing sometimes? Yo, Arcane, thanks for the host, man. Hope you're having a good one. Follow the Legacy Council, or Legacy_Council, sorry, not the Legacy Council. I think I'm just gonna dig end step because I know there's a Gideon the trial, so if I play the Inverter and they just they draw land, play Gideon, I lose. So if you just play the dig here, I don't think you can. I mean, like, obviously you can lose, but I think you're in much better shape. Alright. My opponent got tired of playing this. I mean, they were probably dead. Like, again. So we're 2-0 in this league. Played against Mono Black Zombie, Devotion, and Black White Auras, and we're 2-0. So Wise Man once said, leagues are just actual noise. Well, I like that lightsaber emote. That's sweet. Oh, I don't have that command installed, apparently. Unliving Fiend. Well, that's a sweet emote, too. I think this is barely a keep. This is not the most insane. I do not have a sideboard guide. I've been winging it by myself. I think Daniel might have written one, but I didn't even look at it. I just like to figure things out by myself. I think Daniel's is paywalled on like one of those sites, but I don't know. Like, I honestly just don't know. Beagle194, thank you for the follow. Paywalled by Elo Punters. That sounds about right. Alright. So, this matchup is about killing them quickly. My hand's not great at that. But I guess I can kill some of their creatures. I'll block that courier for sure, though. This looks like a matchup where Liliana the Last Hope is actually good, the way their red deck is constructed. Versus most of the red decks, Liliana is not actually good versus them. Just gonna say go. I'm gonna block here and downfall the Satyr, probably. Depends on what they do. Because technically loot first to see if this changes anything. Probably won't. Yeah, it does not. Speeds up my dig by a turn, which is nice. But I'm just going to kill the other creature to get the pressure off of me. I want to block again. That's why I'm not going to main phase loot. I do get to EOT dig, which is really nice. Casting dig on turn 4 is kind of broken. Actually makes me regret not activating before damage because I can push plus dig. But it's still correct to do it. I just wish I had actually activated this before damage. So is dig through time good? If so, why? Also, being at 16 life versus my mono red opponent on like this late in the game is pretty nice too. So just gonna mill myself so I can flashback dig faster. So one nice trick is I can block, and if they like dash into 2-power creature or whatever, I could block then activate and it would flip to the Planeswalker side. But they didn't want to play anymore, which is understandable. Jace is horrid in these matchups. I mean, obviously it was good right there. I've also been talked into the idea that I think, well, obviously that's good, that the discard spells are pretty bad generally. Even like a bad removal spell is better than a discard spell. Pack Rat's not very good. I think Thought Erasure is worse than Thoughtseize because Thoughtseize is one, but this is basically as many cards as I can allow. The other cards on my sideboard aren't good, so I think I'm going to be configured like this. An Islander Swamp would actually be the best draw, I think, here, but I'm still going to keep. The 1-3 is just so insane versus them that I think it's an error not to keep. So I'll fetch Island and then play this and play the Thassa's Oracle to look for better cards. Oh. Okay. So a target's commands and Burning Tree Emissary, maybe? They could be like Bushwhacker. Wow. Okay. I did not see that coming, I'm not going to lie. After how game 1 played out, I would not have expected that. That's a big hit. No, I don't want either of those really, I think. I will block 100% of the time here, though. They can spend their turn pumping it, and then we'll trade, and I'm absolutely fine with that. I see. Change my mind, I'll block that one. thinking about if opting for a push is better than doing this, but I think this is better. I think I'm just gonna chump here. Or not. Alright, so they're a whacker deck. Damn, I would have gotten there too. That's okay. Alright, I guess this is actually the correct play. Like, if they don't have anything, this actually, like, almost insta-stabilizes me by itself. If they have something, I think I'll die, sure, but... I see. 5, I go to 9. I guess I just block the Gallia. Oh. Wait. Oh, I can't gain life. Right. Okay. So I lost... There are only 4 pushes in my deck, which is why I didn't want to make the opt play, but it obviously ended worse for me. Alright, I'm not changing anything. I think that was just slight variance. That game happened like that. Well, obviously it wasn't variance. That's the wrong word, but I think the game actions I took made sense, is the correct way of putting it. This sucks for Islam. Alright, this is a lot better. So basically, what I'm looking for in this matchup is an early remove spell, and then maybe something to do later. So I'm actually going to ship the Thoughtseize and keep both of the pushes. Like, ideally, I would just not have Thoughtseize in my deck in this matchup, but I don't have enough cards that I would want to bring in. Like, I think Pack Red is worse than Thoughtseize, essentially, is what I'm saying. The cackles, huh? Yeah, whatever. I'll probably push. Island was actually a pretty good draw. Let's see. Alright, I think now I can Thoughtseize them. Interesting. I think I'm just gonna take their Bushwhacker. I have to be careful not to die to that stuff. I'm just gonna bottom both. I have so many lands left in my deck. I don't really need the land right now. So, for those reasons, I'm gonna do that. Kind of awkward. If I do draw Inverter, I can't cast it, and I'm not even sure I would want to. I probably would. Like, 6 damage return is probably good enough to kill my opponent, but... Alright. We're just casting Lava Spikes for 2 mana. Oracle beats, yeah. 12. Cletus? Alright. That's actually really good here. I'm actually going to take the Opt and not the Inverter, because the Inverter is likely to just get me killed. Yo, Todd, thanks for the raid, man. Playing Blue Black Inverter? The hell? Why is there an Annex in their deck? Enormous raid. I guess I'll keep playing for a while. Second Opt good. What's up, Scooter? Shout out to Strong Sad. We'll also ship a sword. Do I want this Opt, though? Probably do. Where are my dig through times? Expect a Gore Clan Rampager, actually. It would make a lot of sense for my opponent to have Gore Clan Rampager in their hand. Oh, shoot. God damn it. I was supposed to respond. They get 2 tokens now. It's not the end of the world, but if I just respond with the Rampage activation on the stack, they get less tokens. Alright. Come on, deck. I need a dig. All I need is a dig. Oh, yikes. That was really good for them. Well, this went from fine to not so good very quickly. Okay, good to know about. I'm gonna bluff the removal spell, but I will double block if they attack. Well, I have to double block, pretty much. Damn, no fear. Kills both of my creatures, but that's fine. but I don't take any damage, which is also nice. The 4/4 Trampler would have actually been an issue this game, I think. Which is the funny part of this. Oh no. Alright. Languish or dig or something. Alright. Really? Okay. I know they have Game Trail in hand, so... I think I'm gonna lose because my dig was so bad. I did. Thanks to one Todd Anderson. Shout out to him. Okay. I mean, my dig was really bad. Honestly, the Rampager's hardcast might have been issued this game. Sometimes it'd be like that, though. Yeah, I think that matchup seems excellent for me. I mean, maybe excellent's a stretch because on the draw you can definitely lose to that deck, but I think I would prefer to play against that deck more often than not. Oarsman, huh? It's been a while since I've seen an Oarsman running around. I think he was playing Breach at some point, so I'm gonna just... This hand's like really not very good anyways, so I'll just mulligan. Oh, this hand's worse versus Breach, I think. Guess this is fine. This is also not great, but it's okay. I should have just let them resolve the trigger first, obviously. Not good. I have one Damping Sphere on my sideboard, huh? What do y'all think of that? Put on top. Wait, did I click on something? I did. Alright. I think I'm way too likely to just flood out and die. That's the most likely way I lose, so don't want to like guarantee that I draw a shit land. Alright. What is field, huh? Might regret not keeping the land now. I was trying to see which art he was using. I have a turn 5 kill after mauling to 5, so I just hope that's good enough. Like, obviously if they have granted for Tome Scour, it sucks, but waiting is pretty awful, I think. That sucks. Jace not activate. Sure. Okay. That was probably the better play. Yeah, that was a mistake then. Yeah, actually that makes so much sense. It seems like I'm probably just dead though, right? Regardless. I mean, obviously, I do think you are correct that I made a mistake, but looks like I'm just dead. Alright. I think probably they could have just full blown killed me, right? Yeah, Fate for Breach was lethal still, so I did make a mistake, but it wasn't a mistake that was lethal at least. I mean, because I was basically dead no matter what. Pack Rat. His downfall is bad. Cut one more card. The Soul Avenger, thank you for the follow. What else should I cut, Jacob? Thinking Jace 4. I think Ashiok is horrible, even though I've seen some people leave it in this matchup, but it seems like that's not what the games are about. I think I'm just gonna cut Jace 4. I think all my other cards are better. I like Jace 4 more than Jace 2. Actually, I could see that. I will cut one of the Jace 2s. It's so unlikely to die in this matchup that... And this... Yeah, actually that makes sense. You're right. That makes a lot more sense. Because Jace 4 is a combo piece. Jace 2 is just... Snapcaster-ish. Yeah, I mean... If I wasn't going to keep these hands with Damping Sphere in them, why did I put Damping Sphere in my deck? Right, that makes sense. Alright. Should I just wait for my opponent to play Lotus Field before playing the Sphere? I think so, but obviously I don't have any way to guarantee that that's going to happen, right? Alright, well, now I'd rather just find a black source anyways, so... I don't want those. Okay. Feels like I don't even really want to play the Sphere yet. It's possible I nabbed their only disenchanted sneak. Ooh. Big brain not to play this Damping Sphere. Big brain. I guess it's not that big brain, but it's looking better now that I didn't do that. Gnarl aside, thank you for the follow. Oh no, my pressure is gone now. Right. I'm going to lead with Thoughtseize to see what's actually going on. Uh, D D5 AM, thank you for the follow. Feels like I should still take Niv, even though like if I have the sphere in play, it's really hard for them to cast it. But my plan this turn is to play Narset, which cuts off the Pour. If I Thoughtseize a Niv and play Narset, it seems like I'm in really good shape. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Wow. Okay. Just gonna say go. Nope. Guess I should. Oh, I wanted to take Breach if I knew they only had one Breach, but now I'm not sure. Yo, what's up, Brian? I was going to take Breach, but now it seems kind of pointless. I guess I can dig into another discard spell for the other Breach, so I should still take Breach. But that's like a little bit closer. I'm just going to sit here for a while. I am really glad that this is not a mystical dispute and that it's a stroke instead. When it rains, it pours. It's hard for them to cast Pour with the Narset out, right? I think I still want to draw that. I am playing against Joe, that is true. I guess I'll Thoughtseize the Pour as well. Because I want to build up to this other dig, essentially. And this way, if you Thoughtseize the Pour, it insulates you from your Oracle getting like messed with, is the good thing about it. This finds Blast soon, but that's okay. think my cards did the job they needed to. Yeah. Yoda for Sal, thank you for the follow. Snoopy is also my favorite. I believe this is lethal before they can assemble their combo through my stroke and the Narset being on the field. Because they're probably going to kill the Damping Sphere. I can also stroke Granted for Tome Scour. So yeah, they're pumping to 2. I don't know if they're going to pump the zone on their turn or not. Don't think so with the second inverter in my hand, Beagle, right? Because they're at 18, so I have 3 attacks. Yeah, that's why I didn't worry about that, really. If that's fair. They have strings X, so if their last card is good, I might be dead, but it would have to be good through a Disdainful Stroke. So yeah, that's the plan. I also have 6 damage plus 12 damage, right, Beagle? Like, if I just play second inverter, hold up stroke, that's 6 plus 12, which is conveniently their life total. So I think there's a lot of ways for me to win if I don't die this turn. Or next turn, I guess. I'm giving them essentially a 2-turn window, but that's okay. Joe's in the tank about something. How's everyone doing on day 3 of the siege? I call it the siege. Oh, that's cute. They can kill my Narset this way. It's fine. Whatevs. That's cute. This is what that card in fact does. It's the Demir mechanic from Gate Crash. But I think it has to damage me. Yeah. Is it better to Thought Erasure them? I don't. The cards I knew about were Yavimaya Coast and Hidden Strings. If their last card's a blank, Stroke I think covers them no matter what. If instead of so basically, I'm going to leave up the Stroke up no matter what. The question is, do I play Thought Erasure or Inverter this turn? I think it's probably mathematically correct to play the Inverter, but maybe not. Do I have a Thoughtseize left in my deck? Right. See, I said I was going to write down what I shuffled in, and then I lied and forgot to write it down, so... Alright, I guess I'll just play Inverter. The actual card I think this is bad that they might have drawn is Mystical Dispute. If they draw Mystical Dispute and have Granted, then I lose. But that's okay. I think it's not that likely to happen. And I think if you give them 2 draw steps instead of 1 more, then it's bad. Alright, they only have 1 card in hand, so I think I'm safe. Abracadabra, thank you for the follow. Enough of that nonsense. Alright, so they had 1 relevant card, which means since it cost 4 or more, I was going to win. I guess all of the cards that cost 4 or more, I was basically going to win no matter what. So, alright, deck performed well that game, but we're going to be on the draw this game, but I'm not sure that heavily impacts things. I did get Joe to cycle the Deliverance because I just didn't run out my sphere, which was kind of nice. I think this is actually a keep. The plan with this hand is to not even Thoughtseize on turn 1 anyways. So I can curb Thoughtseize into Narset because this will be untapped. I think I'd rather Thoughtseize on 2 anyways, so this is fine. Right. Just the F6 value. I could have fetched Swamp. Actually, it might have been slightly better, but that's okay. Because then I could activate another fetch this turn, but I think that's alright. Do most people play Drawn from Dreams in this deck? I guess that doesn't matter because I see one in the hand right now, but... Alright. I think I'm still supposed to take Breach. Like, so there's a few things going on there. First part is they don't even have, like, drawn mana line up yet, so that's fine. The second part is I think I want to force them to drawn for one of their 2 more breaches in deck. I think one breach is likely to be in their sideboard, so this cuts down the number of breaches they have access to anyways. So I think it's just probably just correct to take the breach, but I welcome arguments for taking Drawn from Dreams instead. They bottomed. Make them answer my Damping Sphere. It does suck that it's face up, but I think that's fine. It does force them to get like a card that they might not want to get otherwise. Did they play the planning I knew about? They did. So I know strings, and there will be 4 unknowns. Thoughtseize would be good. Or Thought Erasure would also be good. Dig might be better than both of those, though, period. Not sure about this, but it feels right. They might have to just go get Blast Zone anyways, but it depends a lot on their hand. I think if they play the Lotus Field here, that implies that they have an answer for this sphere. No, the zone's in the graveyard. Wait. The zone's already in the graveyard. I don't think they play more than one Blast Zone. So this is actually the right play. Never mind. I should have paid attention. I mean, I don't think they play more than one zone, but obviously I could be wrong. I don't think that play is greedy. I think it's actually just correct. Because the Blast Zone's already in the graveyard is part of why. I do appreciate the resub, Mike, though. Yep. I think I'd rather play Jace here. Just to prevent like double granted for 1, 2, 3. Double granted for tome. Like if they cast 2 granteds, I would only be able to stop one of them. So I think it's worth just doing this. Really kind of curious what they're going to do here. If the sphere's not in play, I could actually just like Thought Erasure, Inverter, do like everything, but it is in play, so. What match is this? That's match 4. Alright. I guess I will finish up the league tonight. Alright. Oh. You could have Dispute. Is there a way to beat Dispute? Not really. Alright. We haven't seen a single Dispute in like 1,000 cards. The Jace activation's not lethal because I would still have, because like it only works if you would draw a card while your library has. Thassa's Oracle and Thought Erasure are the same either way, right? El Presidente, like playing one or the other is identical versus Dispute. Like they're literally the same card, right? So I was trying to think of any reasons, and the reason to play Thassa's Oracle is Spell Pierce exactly, even though I think it's so unlikely that Spell Pierce is in Joe's deck. I didn't actually say that out loud, but I thought about it in my head. It's exactly Spell Pierce, but I think literally it didn't actually matter what I did right there. Alright, last match of the night. I might do a quick Sparkle after this. To keep, it's a turn 5 kill with no disruption. Opponent mulligans. Probably keep. It's not like the most insane, but you do get draw steps. That works, right? Even Fabled Passage works. I mean, do you think I'm supposed to mulligan, Jacob? I don't think I am, but I could be convinced into my play being awful. I don't like where this is going. No, you wouldn't mulligan, or yes, you would mulligan. I forgot my initial question, actually. Jade White, probably. Alright. Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. If they draw something, I technically die on their turn 5. But almost any spell I think is good enough, right? I don't know. It's so frustrating. Huh. What does that mean? Big Hydra? Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Something I hypothetically could have done, but I didn't do, is I could have run out Thassa's Oracle as a blocker, but then the problem is it's not deterministic this turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. Good thing I didn't mull. Obviously being a little bit facetious. Kind of waffling on Legion's End, actually, because Legion's End's sometimes really good, but also sometimes not very good. Do think Languish is really good in the matchup, actually. Anyways, no, I don't remember this Team Ascendancy deck refine. Alright, I think I'm satisfied with this. There's a small chance I'm supposed to actually have Legion's End in, but I'm afraid of taking out too many cards that contribute to my engine. So I'm not going to have Legion's End in my deck. Also, if you enjoy the stream and you have an extra Twitch Prime sub, feel free to use it here. I would appreciate it a lot. Sounds pretty good. Alright, always murder the elf. All I need is time with this hand to draw lands, to develop. This made this worse, but that's okay. I think I just have to ship that, unfortunately. We're in danger. Guess I'll take the Karn. It's just going to... I mean, this is like an 8-power creature, but if I draw a box force, I can kill it, whereas the Karn could just get 2 cards if I brick. Maybe I'm... Actually, maybe I am supposed to take the Hydra then. I'll take the Karn and hope I draw a black source. I think either way I have to draw a black source, and I think the Karn is just going to generate too many cards. Like, even just like random creatures are super annoying here. So it should be an 8-power Hydra. They can't even misclick here, really. Doesn't it just auto do it? Kind of hope they didn't draw like a Planeswalker or something. That would be kind of backbreaking. Okay. Drowned Catacomb would be the ideal draw. Alright, probably gonna die. I take 10. It's a Vivi on top. That's probably good enough to be lethal. That's okay. Alright. 100% dead now. The Vivian was actually just lethal even if I drew a black source for Hero's Downfall, because it would be 6 plus 2 more. Don't think I want to change much. I think this is fine on the play. And like, as you can see, the games get kind of out of hand. It's like sometimes Jace is just too clunky. So Legion's End would have obviously been phenomenal there, but I don't think it's really that great on average. Guess this is on the low end of hands I want to keep in the matchup, but it does have a bunch of removal. I don't think so. I think there's just a danger you have too many Doomblades in your deck and not enough action. So that's why I didn't bother with it, but I wouldn't blame someone else for doing it. I just kind of worried about that happening, essentially. Right. That's fine. This counts as action. Okay. Tormod's Crypt. They always get Tormod's Crypt. The weird thing is I can actually beat Tormod's Crypt just with my JVP, so... Oh, Skyboat, huh? It could even be a boat. Just gonna kill this now because there's a chance that they just activate it again. They'll probably Skyboat my Jace. Yeah, that might have been better. You're right. Oh no, it still wouldn't have flipped. It would have been only been 4 cards. You need 5 to flip it. Never mind. That's why I didn't do that. Actually, I do want to delve for Delve. Jace is so much worse than Thassa's Oracle here, but I'm still going to take it. Can't wait for them to draw an X creature off the top. Is there a way for me to cut them off from being able to activate Skyboat next turn? No, they can activate... Well, not next turn, the turn after. Oh, thanks for the resub, man. Let's see. They'll have... one... Take the elf. Yeah, I have to take the elf then. Alright. Yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out. Was being slow. Oh, that sucks. But that's okay. I can just play Inverter to block, right? They didn't see it, right? No, they only had one floating? Okay. I can smell the 4-1 coming! I can smell it! No Sorcerer Spyglass! They could have hit me for 6. Yo, what if they Karn for Spyglass? Oh, they have Castle Garenbrig as their last card. So I think I'm okay. But just think about it. What if they Spyglassed me? That would suck. I would actually just be 100% dead to Pithing Needle or Spyglass. It's kind of nuts. Wow, that sounds like a sick moto trick. 4-1! Whoop! You know, we're gonna open some chests. We'll open 5 chests for all of the loyal viewers. You should tell Anurag that. I don't care. Callum. 4-1 hype. Duplicant. I don't have 209 chests, so I can't even do that. 10 play points and a duplicant. This deck is so dumb. Well, if they keep letting me play with Dig Through Time, I'm gonna play it. No, it's not. It's a full art Ashiok's Erasure, though. That's kind of sweet. I haven't seen this at IRL, but... Ooh, Calyx. Ooh, Zayline with something? Bonus Wealth was always one of the more fun. Ooh, Waylion's actually quite a bit. Nice. I spiked. Claps for the ticks. Claps for the dollars. Wait, is that worth something? Has to be, right? No. We're gonna play the deck that has Primeval Titan. Because we just opened the Titan. It's showing the future, Callum. You can't ignore it. You can't ignore the chest. Right? It's right there. It's right there. For those of you who don't know, we're going to play Primeval Titan deck in Legacy tomorrow. No, don't be silly, Dokomoy. Why would he ever do that? That doesn't sound very good whatsoever. Also, you're unsubbed, so you can't pick anything. Nicol Bolas, Akroma. Ooh. Oh shit. Now Coach's just gonna send me lists with Oh, it's Sam, what's up? Thanks for the follow. Didn't even realize you were here. I was just chilling. Nicol Bolas Planeswalker? Hope you're having good. I actually really liked your article about working inside WotC, Sam. Really liked it. Hope that means, well, I don't know what it means, but it means something. Oh, Samuel Wolves. Whoops. My brain got confused. I typed Samuel instead of Nicol. Because that's how the brain works. Yeah, exactly. Samuel Bolas. There's a lot of powerful Samuels in Magic. Samuel Pardee, Samuel Black. Yeah, it is a nice walker indeed. Alright. I don't think I'm going to play a third league, but I will discuss a few things. So for this league, I cut Liliana the Last Hope for Pack Rat. And I still don't know which one's better, really. I think it kind of doesn't matter. You can just do whatever you want there. What if we Defense of the Heart for 2 Primeval Titans? It sounds worse than your other Defense of the Heart deck, which just gets Leveler and Thassa's Oracle. So why don't we just do that instead, but not tomorrow? I like Cletus still. Like, it's just a catch-all versus aggro decks, and it's really powerful when it's good. I like playing random one-ofs that are high impact because of Dig. And this certainly qualifies. I really do think you want the 4th Oracle just for the racing matchups. Otherwise, like, sometimes your Splinter Twin combo is too slow. Like, paying a total of 8 is less than paying a total of 6. Especially versus, like, Rest in Peace or something like that, so... I guess with the Jace, though, you can play the Jace before the Inverter versus a Rest in Peace, so there is that. So I was kind of exaggerating about 6 because you can do it on 4 and 5, but I do think you want that. And Narset was clearly pretty good versus the Pour Over the Pages that we left our opponent with when we played against Breach. And just a generically good removal spell versus small ball aggro decks. And like the JVPs were so good for me. I just can't imagine playing this deck without 4 JVP, and that might be a strong statement, but I think Daniel, aka Gold Ducat, was correct that you should just play 4. Anything else negotiable? Nah. Censor kind of... I think Censor was kind of crappy. I wouldn't play it personally, even though I understand why people do. No, it's Go on Magic Online. It's only Gooey on Twitter because he was too late to it. Let's see. You know, looks like Zen's playing a bunch. We'll be back tomorrow with the Primeval Titan deck, so come for that. But thanks everyone. I'm gonna take off now. But I'm gonna raid Zan first.